All right, perfect. So we will start off with a date, random date generator. Let's take a look here. So it's loading. Let it load. Let's go to January. Let's start with 2018. Let's go like April 2018 till April 2020. Day is going to be 30th. Can y'all see the screen? Oh, all right. Now y'all can see the screen. Yeah, now you guys can see my screen. Perfect. Okay, so we're going to choose Sundays because, the week starts on Sundays, so that's what we're going to choose here. And yeah, let's get like around 10 dates. So perfect. So we got 10 dates over here. We got March 2019, June 2019, August 2019, September 2019. We got February 2019. We got May 2018. Let's go with March 2019. Ooh, June. Yeah, let's go with June 2019. So this is 9th June 2019. We're going to go off with that. 9th June 2019. So first we're going to go to the data calendar. We're going to update the data. We got EuroJPY, GPJPY. Let's do EuroJPY here. Yeah, let's do EuroJPY. EuroJPY. We're going to wait for it to load. It's loaded. Then we're going to close. We're going to start new simulation. We're going to go to EuroJPY. We're going to go to March 9th. Oh, March. Let's go to March 10th. Oh, it was June, right? Okay, yeah, June. June 9th. There we go. June 19, 2019. We got currency in euro. Let's start with 5,000. Let's say we got our inheritance and we're going to start with $5,000. We got inheritance and automatically we'll put that inheritance in a trading account. We're like, perfect. It's going to be a best investment ever. Spread is going to be real spread. It's market-based spread. So we're going to leave it at that. History and charts, we're going to go to 150 days because 150 days is it's as far as you can see. So everything else looks good. So now we're going to start the simulation right here. Once it's started, we have to load the charts. We're going to start loading charts on the database. So we're going to start with the weekly chart. Add the weekly chart, add the daily chart, add the 4-hour. We got the 1 hour, we got the 30-minute, and we got the 15-minute. And now we're going to add the charts on the platform. We got the 15-minute, 30-minute, 1 hour, 4 hour. Okay, it's still recording. Recording is perfect, pretty good. Daily, weekly, perfect. So someone showed me how to do this before, like the default, like it loads the default templates, but I forgot how to do that. So let's just put these in. We got the daily, then we got the 4-hour. Okay, we got the 1 hour. Then we got the 30-minute. Man, this 4K screen. Wow, look at this. We have a gap over here. So price gapped. Price gapped like 25 pips. Interesting. And then we got the 15-minute right here. Perfect. So this is what we have so far. Let's start off with the weekly. And when we're looking on the weekly here, weekly seems like weekly kind of like came down. The previous weekly candle came up bullish, and now it's opening at this price. If you look right, price is like 122.835. Let me see if I can make those price levels bigger. If there's a way to make them bigger. No, I don't think so. Yeah, the font is just going to stay the same. Okay, whatever. Okay. So gap basically happens is now when you're looking at the price on the regular day, right? You see prices moving, and now basically what happens is that you have Okay, so let me just explain gap here really quick. So let's say you have, no, not this. Let's say you have the market, and then you have the brokers, and then you have the traders, right? So what happens is that the brokers get price from the market, right? And then when the brokers get prices from the market, then the brokers show those prices to the traders, right? That's how it happens. Now, basically, whenever like let's say now price is moving really fast on the market side. So whenever there's sometimes news, whenever there's news, you might see that there's a gap in the news, right? The gap happens because the price is moving so fast on the market side, like on the liquidity provider side, that by the time broker gets the recent price, the price has already moved. So then the broker gives you the best price possible. When you have the weekend, now price is always moving on the weekend as well, because on the weekend what's happening is like even though the brokers are closed, you cannot see the chart move. The chart is stable, but at the same time, there's still fundamental events happening in the background. There's still some decisions being made. So price is still moving over the weekend. So whenever Sunday market opens, whatever price is there on the liquidity provider side, that's the price the broker gets, and then broker tells you, okay, buddy, well, this is where we at right now. So maybe over the weekend, now let's go towards the 4 hour, 1 hour, right? Let's go to the 1 hour time frame. Now, if we're looking at the 1 hour time frame, what's happening over here is now when price closed right over here, right? Now, over the weekend, something must have happened, something must have happened that made price break above this high, and maybe do some bouncing and end up right over here. So this is where price is right now whenever market opens. So that's why you get gaps, because price moves and you can't see it, and when the market opens, they give you the best price possible. So, holding trades over the weekend, that's why they can get a little risky, because at the same time, you don't know what's going on, or we just don't know where the gap is going to be over the weekend, except if there's some, potential very valid fundamental events happening. So then you can kind of like guess where the gap is going to be. What about those over-the-counter trades during the weekend? Heard of that? I have no idea about over-the-counter trades over the weekend. Okay, so let's go towards, all right, so let me just look at this gap here, and let's see if this gap really makes sense, right? And what I mean by that is now essentially price gapped up above, let me just get my toolbars here. Line studies, okay, yeah. So let's say price gapped up above this 1 hour resistance here. So if you bring it all the way to the left, there's some sort of a resistance here, and then there's also some sort of a resistance right over here, right? So whenever this gap happens, I kind of want to see if price is going to really respect this gap or not. So let's just play this. Let's go towards 1 hour. I'm just going to skip the 1 hour candles here. Okay. Yeah, so basically I think it really is respecting this area here. So if we delete this and bring this zone a little bit higher, you can see that it's kind of still respecting this area as a resistance turned support. So whenever gaps happen above zones, when price comes back to that zone area, it will always respect. So I think it's respected it right over here, and then price started to continue going up. So, it's pretty good. Let's go towards the pre-New York over here. So now this is the London Open. If you look at the time here, 1000 hours is London Open. 3, this is 3 a.m., 4, 5, 6 a.m. Eastern. So this is 6 a.m. Eastern right now, right? So what we got to do is let's take a look on the daily chart, and let's see what's happening on the daily time frame here first, because now what we got to do is we got to go from the higher time frame down to the small time frame. So what we're going to do is we're going to look at the 4 hour candles, and we're going to try to see where the 4 hour candles can go, and then we're going to start to look for trades on the smaller 1 hour time frames and 30-minute time frames. So basically the daily chart, daily is trying to maybe come down over here to do like a retest to maybe continue heading up. And if it starts to head up, I think this is going to be a good area where daily can head off to. This area is around 133,400, right? Because you had a resistance here, and then price closed on Friday right over here, and then when price opened with the gap, it opened right over here. So I think this is going to be some sort of an area where price may start rejecting. So let's take a look on the 4-hour here. Let's zoom in. Now on the 4-hour, it seems like we are kind of like, this is a resistance previously, and looks like the 4-hour candles are kind of like respecting that area as support, and they're also kind of like respecting this resistance area as well as kind of like support too. So right now the 4-hour candle is open, it's bullish, but we're not really sure where it's going to close. So what we're going to do is we're going to go through smaller time frames, and we're going to try to see what more information we can find. Now, looking at it from the 1-hour perspective, 1 hour is still kind of, 1 hour closed bullish. It didn't really, it closed bullish. There's no wick at the top. So, it's pretty hard to say where this is going to go, right? Because, there's no buys because candle has no wick on the top, which means there's no range. There's no sells because, price hasn't really broken below support. If it does below support, then there's a very high chance for price to continue down towards, 122,590 and whatnot. Let's take a look at the 30-minute here. 30-minute is also kind of like the same thing. It's at the support, so we're really not sure what's going to go on here. So I think the best idea is going to be to wait to see if we can find something that's going to make sense. Let me just scale this chart out. So go to scale fix, bring it down a little bit. Perfect. Yeah, essentially, like price is just ranging here, right? Essentially, this is just a range. Look at this. It's just a range. This range is around 20 pips. So yeah, we're I guess we're just waiting here. It's the 20 pip range. We had enough range for this week. Yeah, that's true. This week we had more than enough range. Man, GPJPY, just madness. So, this is a 200 pip range, nothing really happening. Let's take a look on the 30-minute also. I think a better trade idea is going to be for price to break above this area and then continue going up. Yeah. I lost half my account. Yeah, see, when price is ranging, you need to identify when it's going to range. Whenever I take 2 losses in a row, then to me, I think there's something wrong with price action. Maybe it's ranging or whatever. So I really make sure my risk management is on point. What I see here is now, I'm going to try to see if we can execute a trade here based on the fact that if we're ranging, right, now, and this range is around 24 pips. If the range is 24 pips, and if price can drop, like let's say we made a low over here, candles moved up with no problem, I think there's going to be candle moving down with no problems as well. So I think a good sell could be possible if a candle can break below the low of the previous candle. That's going to be an impulse entry. That's going to be an entry before candle is closing. So that's something going through my mind right now. So let's see what happens here. What's this? Let's close this. This is OBS. Perfect. See, now, perfect. So now, what I'm waiting for, why is it better to wait for price to break above 122,927? Because if you're looking for buys, right, you want price to break above this area so that you can possibly catch a breakout, or maybe catch like a breakout retest and then take a buy to go up, right? Because whenever there's going to be, whenever price is going to move up, it's going to move up like this. It's going to make a high, it's going to come down, it's going to make a higher low, make a higher high, make a higher low, make a higher high, right? Now, the same thing is happening right over here. If you look at the candles on the 30-minute, same thing is happening right here. You have a candle, higher high and a higher low, higher high and a higher low, higher high and a higher low. But now when we're looking at the candle bodies, look at this. This candle body is bigger. This is a little smaller, bigger, so big candle bodies means there's some sort of volume in the market, right? But when you look at this candle has like a smaller body. So smaller body means that the volume is kind of like dying down, So what you want to do is maybe now if these candles were making higher highs and higher lows, and if you have one candle, let's say if you have this candle, if this candle breaks the low of the previous candle, then there's a probability that price may start continuing back down, right? Now, this is an idea that's playing in your mind right now, right? So now if you think that if that candle is going to break the low and price will continue moving down, you need to know how big of a range that is, right? So let's measure that range. So let's say if you enter somewhere around 122,786, right? 786, and you measure the range. The range is around like 12 pips, like 13 pips. It's not that much, but I think for risky traders, I think that this range could still work, right? So now this idea, we're just gonna play off the fact that okay, we're breaking the low here. This is just for practice purposes, right? Because that's what simulations are. They're for practice purposes. So perfect. So now it's broken the low there, right? It has broken the low. There are 36 minutes. There are 24 minutes left for this candle to close. So I think once it's broken the low, the better option would be that, okay, maybe if it's broken the low, we can have a stop above the previous candle. Now, this is the thing. Sometimes what's going to happen is that since price is breaking the low at this time here, now it's going to be aggressive. If you put a stop above the current candle, it can still work because now you're anticipating for the candle to continue moving down since it broke the previous low. Now that's going to be an aggressive stop loss. A more conservative stop is going to be if you have a stop above the previous candle. At that point you have like almost like a one-to-one risk reward. So what we're going to do is we're going to go with risk. We're going to put down 2%. 2% risk. Our stop is going to be around, let's say, 10. Oh, maybe bring it down a little bit. Right here. Perfect. Right? All right. So these are just for practice purposes. The 15-minute candle has just closed. If you look at the 15-minute candle, see now, looking at the 15-minute candle, 15-minute candles can give you a lot of conflicting ideas. So what we see here from the 15-minute candle is that price is forming like a minor support, right? Now, if this 15-minute candle breaks the high of the previous 15-minute candle, then there's a higher chance that the 30-minute candle is going to start moving bullish. Okay, now this is where risk management comes in. So when it starts to break the high of the previous 15-minute candle, then at that point, I think it's going to be a good idea to close maybe 50% of the position, whatnot. But if it starts going down, I think that's going to be pretty good. See now that this current 15-minute candle has broken the low of the previous 15-minute candle. So now there's a higher chance for them to continue moving bearish. As they're coming down to the hour close, let's take a look on the 30-minute. 30-minute is looking good. It's closing bearish in like around 30 seconds. So I think it's pretty good. See, it closed bearish. It closed below the low of the previous candle. Now, this is the time where you can possibly enter another position, right? Makes sense? Now you can say that, okay, since the 30-minute candle is coming down, maybe now I can enter, and can you trail your stop? Yeah. So before you guys ask questions, just wait for me to stop speaking because all your questions are going to be answered. Trust me. Right? So you can possibly enter another position. This is where you can add position to a winners, right? Because now you're getting this confirmation of a candle closing bearish. So you can say that, okay, since the previous candle is closing bearish, I think this is going to be a good opportunity to enter a position with a stop around, like 5-6 pips. So let's do this now. Stop is going to be around, let's say 6 pips. Open another one and then bring the previous position stop loss right over here too. We bring it right here, and then we kind of like bring this right over here as well. Perfect. We look at the news. There's no news. Things are looking good. And yeah, we just continue on. So now we're expecting this new 30-minute candle to respect the high of the previous 30-minute candle and continue going bearish. Plus we've added another position there too. So this is a 15-minute candle close. So if I go to the 15-minute chart, 15-minute candle closed like this, right? So now at the same time, this new 15-minute candle is also breaking the low of the previous 15-minute candle. So now it gives us a high. Now, if you're looking on the 15-minute chart, you will see this minor support right over here. You will see these problems here, right? So if you go to 30-minute, on 30-minute, it's like a clean move. It can happen straight down, just like about 9-10 pips. So, you know, I think it can still work here. We're coming down. Let's take a look at pips over here. Ooh, 2-3 pips, nothing really big. This candle is about to close. This 30-minute candle also closed. So now since the 30-minute candle has closed, we can further trail our stops now, right? So we're trailing the stops below the high of the 30-minute candles here. This is the longest I've been in trade here based on a simulation here too. So I think at this point, a good thing is going to be to maybe really make sure. Oh, got stopped out. We got stopped out here. Oh well. Thoughts on a buy after the first bullish candle in the session? This one? Oh no, because the session started right over here, not over here. This candle, yeah, we talked about this. This candle had no wick on the top. You know, that's why. I think the problem here was, I think the stops should have been kept a couple pips above the candle, but you get the idea, right? I mean, it still started to continue down and it went to where we wanted it to go. All right, what's this? How do you go about finding balance between high percentage win but not missing out on moves in GJ by waiting for candle to close? I don't understand that question at all. How do you go about finding balance between high win percentage but not missing out on moves by GJ? I honestly don't know how to answer that question or what that means. Okay, so let's go towards the next New York session. I honestly, Priscilla, I don't understand what that question means. How do you go about finding balance between high win percentage but not missing out on moves? I just don't know. I think what you need to do is you need to really see if you're missing moves, how could you have caught that move, I guess. Okay, so let's go to the next New York Open here. So wow, so price is still ranging in this area here. We are still ranging there. So let's go towards, this is London Open, 3 a.m. 3 a.m., 4, 5, 6. 6 a.m. Eastern. So we are at 6 a.m. Eastern right now. Let's take a look at daily here. Now the daily candles, now remember when we were talking about the daily, this was like a resistance. This daily candle came down and now we're starting to move up. Since we're starting to move up, I think price can continue up towards, let's say like around 123, 240, 123, 300. So the bias is bullish. Like we can possibly, say that, okay, you know what, the bias is bullish over here. Let's take a look on the 4-hour here. 4 hours also going bullish, but the only problem is that 4-hour, it might be coming into some sort of an issues here to the left. If it's coming into an issue, and then there's the clean candles moving up towards 123, 293, I think this could be a very, very good move here too for 4-hour to continue moving up. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to look for buys here. Before we look for buys, we want to look for some sort of a support being formed as well on the smaller time frames. So let's take a look on the 1-hour time frame over here. So when we're looking on the 1 hour, what we kind of see is that maybe we're creating some sort of support over here, because since we're creating some sort of a support, there's maybe a chance for price to continue moving bullish from here as well. So we're going to try to identify that here. Let's take a look on the 30-minute chart here. Let's go to the 30-minute chart. 30-minute chart is also closing bullish. I think this is going to be a very good opportunity to take a buy and expect price to continue moving bullish, because the stop is going to be at like 7 pips, and then your TP, you're basically targeting an area all the way here to the left. I think safely, if price is over here, maybe, yeah, it's too small. That's the problem. It's just way too small. It can work out, but it's going to be pretty risky. Let's see. Let's see if we can really make this work out, right? So possibly have a stop below the previous 30-minute candle, and then expect price to continue moving up to like 123, 135, or something like that. Typically, do you take a buy once it broke all the previous highs, or do you prefer to wait? Or do you prefer to wait for a candle to close? I'm preferring to wait for a candle to close, but I think since it's breaking out of momentum, and if you look at the time, this is pre-New York, and since it's pre-New York, I think it should have enough volume to continue moving up. That's what I'm basing this off of. At the same time, we're going to be looking at the 30-minute candles over here too and see how they form and how they close as well. Because ideally, we don't want this 30-minute candle to continue down to break the low of the previous 30-minute candle. It's pretty weird for me to trade Euro JPY even on simulation because, I'm noticing that the volume isn't there. I mean, when you're trading GPJPY, you see like these quick bursts of volume. Now you see this candle is coming to a close, the 30-minute candle. So maybe this is a good idea to modify and move the stop loss below the previous 30-minute candle, right? So now I'm trying to trail the stop loss here. It's moving up into 5 pips, 4 pips, 6 pips. That's about it. Now it's coming back all the way down, right? If it comes back down to entry, probably going to close 50% of the position here. Yeah, it's coming down to the entry over here, so probably going to close 50% right over here. Because, don't want to take the full loss. Got to be very careful. See, now if it comes and hit my stop, see, now it broke the low of the previous 30-minute candle. Yeah, EJ is really slow if you look at it. Okay, that also hit stop loss. So let's take a look at the history over here. Closed trades. Yeah, not too bad. We're down like 1.34%. See, now the 30-minute candle has closed bearish. The 1-hour candle has also closed. If you look on the 1-hour candle, the 1-hour candle closed like a small bullish candle, right? It closed with a small body bullish candle. A small body bullish candle after it broke this resistance here. That's what it closed like. So now this does not mean that price is going to continue to go up, right? Because the 30-minute candle is also closing bearish. So we probably want some sort of a support forming around this area to give us more information that price will now continue to go up. So probably going to wait here for the 30-minute candle here. Because, we want candles to close in our direction here first. So, there's a lot of waiting involved. I guess we all had our fair share of waiting this week on GJ. Pretty hard, pretty stupid, by the way. Ranged the whole week. Damn. All right, 30-minute candle has closed. The 30-minute candle has closed with no wick on the bottom. This does mean that price may go up, but at the same time, we got to wait for a candle to close in our direction first, right? So that's what we're going to wait for. See, this 30-minute candle is kind of like rejecting. The 15-minute candle has just closed as well. 15-minute candle closed like this, a small body bearish candle. So I think this 30-minute, once the 30-minute candle closes, I think it's going to be a better opportunity to take some buys and expect price to continue moving bullish. I think it's going to be a very, very good opportunity that way. See, now this candle is coming to a close in 3, 2, and coming to a close in 3, 2, 1. Perfect. Look at this. How do you even go about this, right? It just went down in the last minute. See, now if we were looking on the 15-minute time frame, let's go back here, right? Let's go back a candle here, right here. So if we were looking at the 15-minute time frame, right, and the 15-minute candle was breaking the high, someone could say, okay, yeah, you know what? We're breaking the high on the 15-minute. It's time to take a buy. The only reason it wasn't a time to take a buy because 15-minute is a weak confirmation time frame, right? It's a weak confirmation time frame. That's why. Now, if you look on the 30 minute overall, it never really broke any higher the lows and just started to continue bearish. So if we go down to the next 15-minute candle that closed right over here, this is this is where you start planning out your trade, right? Now, obviously, you can't take a sell because, this whole area is like a consolidation area right here, right? So basically, for you to take a sell or for me to take a sell, I would want price to, it will come down, maybe bounce over here and maybe break this support and then take a sell to continue down. Right? Now for your JPY, that's going to be a selling confirmation once you break below this area. For a buying confirmation, I think since we're already bullish, we broke above this resistance here. I think a good buying opportunity is going to be, again, it might be an impulse trade. And the reason why I say it's going to be an impulse trade is because if this current candle, which we're moving into, if you look at the time, this is in New York Open here, right? 8 a.m. Eastern. So this is where there's going to be a lot of volume in the market. This is what we anticipate there's like volume going to be in the market, right? So if you're anticipating there's going to be volume in the market, then if this new candle, 30-minute candle starts breaking the high of the previous 30-minute candle, I think that's going to be a good opportunity to take an impulse buy and expect price to continue up to this minor resistance and ultimately maybe break it to continue going up because we're walking into a high volume time here in the market. So we got our sells planned and we also got our buys planned here as well. I'd take a low risk sell if price went up first and respected the high, then came back down to start. I think a good sell is going to be below this area here because, price is ranging in this area. So yeah, it's going to be pretty risky to take a trade in there. Oh, let's see if there's any news. There are no news. Perfect. Maybe place a buy stop instead of doing an impulse entry. Yeah. So buy stops and impulse entries are very risky trades. I don't want new traders to do that yet. I just want you guys to watch as it happens and kind of like paper trade it. So pending is going to be 5 pips away. It's going to be a buy stop. Stop loss is going to be, let's do like 10. Oh, it's going to be 5. Buy stop. Oh, perfect. Right there. And we're anticipating price to break above this area and continue on towards, let's say like 123, 170. If you go on the 4-hour chart and if you look left, I think, actually let's go to the 1-hour chart. And if you look left, we're expecting price to maybe, let's say, come up over here, like around, like this area in the vicinity of this area here, which is going to be around, let's see, how much is this? 9 pips. Wow, man. Your JPY really has small ranges over here. It's pretty odd for me to trade your JPY. All right. Yeah, let's see what happens here if we do get that or not. So yeah, we're just gonna wait. So far it's coming down. So that's cool. 30 minutes, only 5 minutes has passed. For sells, okay. See, now we're breaking up over here. Okay, hold on. So let's just bring our stop. Oh, close this. Let's just bring a stop over here. All right, so perfect. Let's let it run. Oh, where did this move come from? That was a very, very quick move. Let's put stops at break even over here because I don't feel safe with this. That was an extremely quick move. We got around, like 8, 9, 10 pips there. So maybe close 70%, maybe close 80% actually over here. Close 80% and let the rest run if it keeps running up. Because that move came really quick. Didn't really expect that at all. So yeah, I think if the candles keep on closing bullish, I think we can have a move that will continue going up. But, the runner got stopped out. Okay. Let's take a look at the 15 minute. 15 minutes starting to come back down. 30 minute is closing. See, if the 30 minute closes below this minor resistance, then it's going to be very difficult to take another buy. Yeah, see, it closed below the minor resistance there. So it's going to respect that minor resistance. It's probably not going to go up anymore. Do you ever trail trail stop your runner a little to guarantee some profit or always break even. I put it at always break even. That's just me. Some people place them at, like a couple pips above or below, but I always keep them at break even. I'm okay with losing a pip here and there. It's no big deal. Plus also like it's allowing price to breathe a little bit more, right? Like maybe a pip or two more. So now this 15-minute candle is coming to a close. And normally when the move is too fast, is it better to close 50% or more? That's totally up to you. That's totally up to you how much you want to close. I just close 75 to 80% whenever price reaches where I want to secure. Can we buy at previous low of the bullish candle? No, because this is at resistance. This 30-minute candle closed below resistance, so it's going to get really hard to take a buy at the same time. Wow, I think that was a very, very quick move. Well, I guess let's go towards the, let's take a look at this 1 hour here. Yeah, see the 1 hour chart also closed below this area here, right? If the 1 hour candle closed below this minor resistance, see this candle closed below the minor resistance, then it's going to be pretty hard for this candle. So then you'd want this candle to close above, let's say 123. Then you can say, okay, now we can continue to go up. So let's see what the next 15-minute candle does over here. This is the start of the new 30-minute candle. See the 30-minute candle is still closed below the range, so it's still ranging, closed below resistance there, so it's still ranging. This is where your discipline is tested a lot, because now you have price closing below the resistance here on the 30-minute chart, but on the 1 hour chart you see candle is still above the previous candles, but they haven't closed yet. It's really important. So let's take a look on the 50. Yeah, see, look at that. The next candle just closed bearish. I mean, what now, right? Just closed bearish. If you look on the 30-minute result, 30-minute also closed bearish. So now this is the time when my trading is already done. But if someone is still looking at the charts, I think you can maybe anticipate the next 1 hour candle to continue down because, it couldn't go up. So that could be a good paper trade to see if it respects the previous high or if it continues to break down. And at the same time, we're going to move towards the next New York session. Oh, nice. It did continue to go down. Okay, perfect. Let's go to the next New York session over here. Let's go to the hourly chart and let's go to the next. So this is, wow, look at that range. Seeing so much range. I hate ranges now. This is 3 a.m., 4, 5, 6. 6 a.m. Eastern. So first order of business is going to be removing everything here. Let's remove this. Let's remove this. Let's remove this. This is the 1 hour chart. So we've removed everything here from the 1 hour chart. Seems like we're creating some sort of support. We're coming back to the time where price was kind of like, opened this week, very, very strong support. Possible support to retest the high. Justin, I was thinking the exact same thing, bro. Exact same thing. So if you look on the 4 hour, this 4 hour is coming down. Now, let's just redraw this zone, right? We're going to delete the zone and we're going to look at the most recent information. This is the most recent information we have based on this price action, right? Because the 4 hour is bearish, but it's at a support. This is not a sell. 100% this is not a sell because for it to be a sell, you need price to break below 122,620 and then continue moving down. Someone said my name, Raja, but nothing followed that, so please just write the question there too. The 1 hour is also at a very, very strong support. Now, if it's at a support, it's not Control B. I don't know what that does. So if it's at a support, it's not a sell because it's at a support. Oh, okay. It's a shortcut to delete zones. It's not a buy as well because candle has not closed bullish. Well, I think this 130-minute candle is closing bullish over here. And yeah, I guess if this 130-minute candle is closing bullish, I think this could be a good opportunity to take a buy. I think this is going to be a good opportunity to take a buy. What day it is? Wednesday. So Wednesday is going to be a pretty high volatility day. So let's measure this range here, right? So okay, perfect. Let's do this. Where do I get my mouse? Right here. So now we came down from this range from 122.882 all the way down. This is 26 pips. Can you believe this? If this was GJ, this would have been like at least 40 pips. So anyway, this is 26 pips for some reason. Price is right over here. And if you're expecting price to kind of like retrace, because essentially what has happened now is price has made a low, Whenever price makes a low, it's going to come up, create like a minor resistance, and then it's going to come down to retest the low. So we're going to do two things over here. We're going to try to take two trades, right? The first trade is going to be, we're going to try to trade this retracement coming up, right? And now listen, I'm only trading this based on practice, If this was normal market environment, I'd probably just only take one trade, which will be buys, because this is the time it came through chart. For the sells, we're going to see what happens there. But I think since we had this strong move down, price gapped above this level on the high time frame, price made support here previously, price is down here again. We have 30-minute candle closing bullish, and if we measure the range, there's a opportunity. This is a 20 pip range, and if it's a 20 pip range, there's an opportunity to grab like 10 or 15 pips out of it. So I think it could be a very good idea to maybe take this trade. So we're going to take a buy, and we're going to put a stops below the 30-minute candle around 7 pips. Let's do it 8 pips, right? Yeah, let's do 7 pips. Whatever. Why was rejection zone not 122.819? 122.819. Yeah, so that's the rejection zone right here. This is the rejection zone. Rejection zone is not a price. It's like a range of prices, right? So this is where, so see, price came down, it came up, created a resistance, and then started to come down. So now if we're anticipating price to go up, we're anticipating price to come up to this resistance, kind of like create another resistance, and then continue down to retest the low. Make sense? I guess it makes sense. Okay, perfect. Let's see how this works out. Oh, nice. We're running in 5 pip profit, 5 pip profits over here. Beautiful. 3 pips. Yeah, kind of like this candle's still open now. So we're kind of like waiting right over here. So 6 pips, 5 pips. Yeah. See now, if this candle, see it's having some problems here, right? It's closing. When it comes down to my entry, I think that's going to be okay, perfect. So if it comes down to my entry, I probably close 50% of the position, right? And now we're expecting, see, it's coming down to my entry now. So probably close 50% right over here, because if it comes down to stop loss, we don't want price to stop us out, right? We want price to continue moving up. Let's take a look at the 1 hour. 1 hour is now one hour is coming to a close here. So we're going to wait for the 1 hour to close. Oh, wow. Coming down hard. Coming down hard time. See now, this is now, if we would have had the entire position running, this is where you would have been like, oh man, I don't know whether I should close, whether I should like do what, but the 1 hour candle is still open. 1 hour candle has not closed yet, right? And now, even though, let's say we had like 1.6 lots running, so now even if it hits our stop loss, it's totally fine, because we have a smaller lot size running at this point. So it's totally fine. I mean, you're fine, because look at this, candle's just closing and it's just moving around. Candles just move around to scare you. And if you're over leveraged, you're going to get scared out of your pants. So now we've reduced our risk here. Even if it stops us out, it's totally fine. If someone's drawing this green shape, please remove this shape. This is not a good shape at all. Okay. So the 1 hour candle has closed. Let's take a look on the 4 hour. 4 hour is still at the support. Let's take a look on the 1 hour. 1 hour candle closed a weak bullish doji candle, but it still closed above this support right over here, right? It's still closed above this support, so there's still some opportunity for the 1 hour to continue going up. So we still have this position in. It hasn't really stopped us out, so probably gonna wait here and see what's going on. Raja, I know you target 10 pips, but on a pair like EJ where your stop was 8 pips, wouldn't you just target 8 pips and close partials? No, not really, because now since it's creating this resistance here, I think it has an opportunity to continue moving up. So yeah, so we're still in this trade. We're at around like 6 pips, 5 pips, 3 pips. This candle is coming up to a close. This 30-minute candle is coming to a close right now in 3, 2, 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. Perfect. 30-minute candle has closed. 30-minute candle has also closed above the previous candle. So I think this is going to be a good opportunity to maybe take another buy, right? Yeah, I think this is going to be another opportunity to take another buy. The stop is going to be around, let's do it at like 10 pips. Let's take a buy right here. Perfect. See, the 30-minute candle has closed bullish, so we're expecting the next 30-minute candle to also continue going bullish, right? Because that's a very, very strong support. Here's the thing. Now, I've been looking at certain, okay, coming down. Stress-free trading. Yeah, okay, it was not stress-free trading. No, it's still fine. The 1 hour candle is still open. It's still about to close. The stops are fine. So one thing I've been really looking at, this is a very, very advanced concept I've been looking at, is that if this is a higher time frame support, right? If this is a higher time frame support, if price respects a higher time frame support, it will break a smaller time frame resistance. I'm sure no one wrote that down, but if you can write that down, I think it's going to be very, very important. This is still something in development right now. So now this is a 4-hour support here, right? 4-hour support. Let's go to the daily. This is a daily support right over here. And if price is going to respect a higher time frame support, then there's a very, very high chance it will break a smaller time frame resistance, because from a support, price is going to go up. For price to go up, it needs to break a small time frame resistance, right? So that's something I'm looking at this right now. Plus also the risk is managed here. The candle is about to close here, the 1 hour candle. So we're probably going to wait here. Our stops are also fine, because if price breaks this area, then, we can possibly start looking for sells. So this candle is about to close. This 30-minute candle just closed. 1 hour candle closed bullish. I think if the 1 hour candle closed bullish, this gives us an opportunity that, okay, price may continue going bullish here, because the 4-hour candle is respecting that support. 1 hour candle is closing bullish. 30-minute candle is also respecting the support over here, minor support. Now this new 30-minute candle has broken the high of the previous 30-minute candle. This gives it more confirmation to continue going bullish. Since it's also the New York Open, if you look at this, if you look at the time, this is the New York Open, right? What happened at New York Open yesterday right over here? We had to move up. We had to break up. That's where our trade was. We're at the same position right over here. This is a New York Open. This is the volume time. And if this is the volume time, we expect price to either move up or move down. But I guess the signs are pointing towards moving up, because, the 1 hour candle are closing bullish. Earlier, you moved your stop loss once every 30-minute candle closed. So right now that the bearish candle went below the previous candle. No, because that's when the candles were trending up. So now since it's trying to move up here, I think this is going to be a good opportunity to maybe trail the stops a little bit, but we're kind of going to wait over here, because, it could very well come down. So, okay, perfect. We're moving up now. Probably going to close this position over here, right? Maybe trail this stop loss. Oh, close this. Oh, no, I didn't want to close it. Damn. Didn't want to close that position. Oh, so sad. That happened to me once with Magic Keys. Oh, wow, look at that move. Was this news? 100%. Oh, we have CPI news. Okay. So CPI news was as expected. Right, so now, basically, we came over here, right? So ideally, that was the target where price had to go, and I guess price did come up to target over here. Right now, at the same time, someone would say, "Oh yeah, well, can we take a sell?" No, you can't. You can't take a sell here, because there's no confirmation right now. Yeah, I think this would have been a very, very good trade here. Around like 13, 14 pips we could have gotten, but accidentally closed it early. We're only 3% up here for this week so far. It's a Wednesday. It's all good. We ranged here quite a bit. Raja, can explain this trade and why you did not put the stops on the previous candle wick? Because we were going off the 1 hour chart, and the 1 hour candles were making wicks down over here. So if I would have placed stop losses below the 30-minute candle wicks, then the 1 hour wick would have stopped me out. Plus, this was also a very, very strong higher time frame zone here as well. So then looking on the 30-minute candles, it's not really that advantageous. I think that's the word, right? Advantageous. Yeah, it's not very advantageous to look on the small time frame wicks when it's on a high time frame. So it's something that I've noticed. So that's why I placed the stops below the 1 hour time frames. Yeah, see, so now we're still kind of like stuck over here. The 1 hour candle's about to close. So took one trade, tried to go up, went up, and then came down. Oh wow, look at that rejection. Let's see where this candle closes. Okay, this candle closed like this. So the 1 hour candle closed. Wow, look at that. That massive rejection. Right? Yeah, so 30-minute. Now this is a range on the 30-minute. Now it's starting to range. Right? We took the trade earlier in the range when it was starting to tap up the top over here, 122.825. And now it's just starting to range. Let's take a look at how this 1 hour candle closes. Oh yeah, look at that. Garbage. Just ranging. Let's see how the next one closes. Yeah, see, still like this. And now we are at like, around like 12 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Eastern. Sorry. So we're up 3.05%. I think it's pretty good. We're doing good so far. Let's go towards the next New York session. This week hasn't been very good at all. I mean, if you look on the 4 hour, it's just been in this range. The week started right over here, and we're just ranging in a 40 pip range here. So, this reminds me of GJ. And I don't want anything to remind me of GJ because it was terrible. All right, let's go towards the next New York Open here. Oh, wow, we're breaking down now. Okay. Nice. Let's go. This is all FOMO. This moved. This is all FOMO. 3 a.m. Eastern. This is London Open. 3, 4, 5, 6 a.m. Eastern. We are at 6 a.m. Eastern right now. So if this is 6 a.m. Eastern, what we see right off the bat is that we are forming some sort of a support here, and then there's some sort of a resistance formed right over here, right? And then price made a low over here. So now, just by looking at this chart, what's the bias over here? What's the overall bias just by looking at this chart? Someone said sells. Okay, perfect. I guess only one person knows the bias. That's awesome. 2 people know the bias. Perfect. Now more people know the bias. Perfect. Yeah, sells. Like price made a support, and then this kind of broke down, made a low, came up, kind of like created a resistance, came down, but kind of rejected it. This kind of also rejecting this area. So I think this area is being rejected right over here. So if we measure this range is 21 pips, whatever. Let's take a look on the 4 hour here. 4 hour also, like 4 hour tapped into a support down at this point. This is 122, 170. So let's take a look on the daily here. Daily as well has broken below this area now. So I think there's a very, very high chance that the daily candles can continue moving bearish here as well, right over here. Right, so maybe it came down, retraced. So I think it could still continue moving down. So let's take a look at the 4 hour. Okay, so someone is saying why sells. Okay, so let's explain why sells. So the reason why it's going to be sells is because if you remember, this was a very strong support, right? This is where the week started right over here. This is where the week started with a gap, and this is the area where price was respecting, right? So price came down, formed support. Price came down, formed support. Price came down, formed support, and then we broke the support, right? We broke the support, went down, created more support, created more resistance here, and then price broke down again. So now it's moving in steps. We got a step down, we had a retracement, we had a step down, we have another retracement. So now there's a very high probability there's going to be another step down, right? So if you want a step up, now let's take a look at this from a buying perspective, right? If you wanted to take a buy, I think a very good buy is going to be above this area. So for buys, you would want price to break above this area, 122,520, and to anticipate price to continue moving up. Now these ranges are pretty small, so we're going to assume these are big ranges, right? So you'd want price to break above this area and continue moving up. For sells, you want confirmations in this area for you to say that, okay, since we're moving down, I guess if it forms resistance or breaks this low here or whatever, then there's a very high chance for price to continue moving down. Yep. So yeah, I guess we're just going to wait here. Let's take a look on the 30-minute chart. 30-minute chart is also creating some sort of supports right over here, I guess. Someone is saying there's a minor support. That's true. And I guess since the trend is down, we're expecting volume to break that minor support. That's what we're expecting. So let's see what happens here, right? I guess a good trade is going to be when this 1 hour candle starts breaking the low of the previous candle, right? Most of the trades we're taking here are based on, like before the candles are closing. So we're kind of waiting over here now. See now, this is the first hour when we're coming to the charts, and it's about to come to close. See how quickly time passed by? Time passed by really fast. Look at this. These candles are still ranging. 30-minute candles are still kind of like, involved in that situation over there. 1 hour candles are also still involved in this weird situation over here. For buys, we need price to break above 122,520. For sells, we need price to reject this area and anticipate price to continue down. So we're kind of waiting over here. Can we enter sells in that bearish candle? There is no bearish candle. I mean, if you can get a bearish candle, you can enter sells, but oh, it hasn't closed yet. Yeah, exactly. On the 30-minute, let's take a look on the 30-minute. On this one, yeah, so basically going to wait for the candle to close, because you see, if you look on the time, we're approaching the New York Open. So in the last 2 days, we've seen a New York Open push over here, and we've seen a, hold on. Okay. And we've seen a New York Open push right over here. So we had one New York Open push going up. We had the second New York Open push going up, because that's where volume is, right? And now if New York Open is coming on, I think if it's rejecting this area, we could see a New York Open push going obviously where? Down, right? Yeah, we could anticipate New York Open push to go down if it's going to come in. So let's just remove this. And let's just see how this candle closes. Oh, wow, look at that. Waiting for the 1 hour to close over here. And the 1 hour close right here. The 1 hour candle has closed right over here. So now we have some sort of decisions to make, right? Now, since this is going to be time of volume, let's take a look at the news here. There's no news, some very, very low volatility news, whatever. Now, this is where you start planning out your trade. The first plan I see based on the 4 hours, that okay, 4 hours breaking the previous 4 hour candle high, so it may continue to go up. And I mean, for it to continue going up, we need a break above 122,520 to know for sure that we're going to go up, because otherwise we're just coming into this minor range here, which is like an 8 pip range. Now, if we want to look for sells, we would want this candle to break the low of the previous 1 hour candle. And then you can say, okay, you know what? Since it's breaking the low over here, and this is time of volume, I think once it breaks the low, volume should continue pushing price down and we can have a happy trade. Perfect. Now, if we want to get more anal about the entry, so let's take a look at this low here, right? This low is at 122,408. Let's go to a 30-minute chart now. So 122,4, okay, yeah, it's the same low over here. I think if this candle breaks the low on the 30-minute, you could expect with volume price to continue moving down. Yeah, I think we can kind of expect that. So let's see how this goes. So this is going to be another impulse entry as the candle breaks the low of the previous candle. It's coming down. 15-minute candle is also about to close. Um, there we go. 15-minute candle has closed. 15-minute candle has closed bearish. It's still ranging. I think you can take a risky entry. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I want to take a risky entry over here. I'm going to wait for the 30-minute to break the low over there. Okay, perfect. Now it's coming to start to break the low over here. It almost kind of broke the low here anyway, so we're going to put a stop at like 8 pips. Going to take a sell. And yeah, now we're anticipating price to continue moving down. You know, since this candle is coming to a close here, so I think it should continue moving. Oh, perfect. Yeah, we're moving down here. Let's take a look on the 1 hour. We could expect it to continue moving further down. This candle is coming down to a close. 30-minute candle has just closed. Let's take a look on the 30-minute candle. 30-minute candle closed with no wick at the bottom. This could mean there might be some sort of retracement coming in or something might be happening. So, but if price starts moving down, now you start looking on the 4 hour, right? You're expecting 4 hour to continue down to fill this wick, which is around 10 pips from where price is right now. You're looking on the 1 hour. 1 hour has broken the low of the previous 1, 2, 3 candles. So you're expecting 1 hour to continue moving down. So I guess we're going to keep our position open here, and let's see how this 1 hour candle closes. The 30-minute candle is obviously retracing. I think it's retracing to retest this area to continue moving down. So we're probably going to wait over here. Can B enter another trade? I don't know. I don't know if B can we enter another trade? There's very hard to enter another trade at this point. You know, so this is where the 30-minute candle has closed, the 1 hour candle has closed, and it just seems like we're going to continue moving further down to maybe fill this wick right over here. Take profits at 6 pips. No, I think we're gonna leave this open here because I still think there's opportunity for price to, you know, like maybe respect this high right over here and then continue moving down. So what I want to do is maybe I want to bring down my stop loss above the previous 30-minute candle and expect the next one to continue down. And if you want to take another entry, I think another entry is going to be looking at this chart brings PTSD. Yeah, exactly, right? So now you're basically looking on the 1 hour, right? This is really important. You're looking at the 1 hour. You're looking at this 1 hour candle. This 1 hour candle broke the low of the previous 1, 2, 3, 4 1 hour candles, you know. So what's the probability that this new 1 hour candle is going to just wick up and then continue moving bearish? What's the probability? Is it a high probability? Oh, it's a low probability. It's a low probability that the candle is going to go bearish. I think it's a high probability candle is going to go bearish. Because, I mean, we broke the previous, all those lows. You know, when you say there's a low probability candle is going to go bearish, that means, oh, you meant high. Okay, perfect. Now, even though if someone says there's a low probability, that means you're expecting price to go up. Why? All candles are fucking bearish, man. Everything is bearish. Look at the 4 hour candle. 4 hour candle also closed bearish. So if you start thinking price is going to go up, that's you're trying to talk yourself out of a trade, right? So now I think this could be an entry where you can take another sell, having this. Let's put a 7 pip stop right over here. Take another sell right here. Right? Because now the stop loss is the same. The stop is above the previous 30-minute candles, but on the 1 hour, you're expecting price to just make a wick and continue moving down. Yeah, we're coming up. The 15-minute candle is about to close. Let's take a look at the 30-minute. 30-minute has made a high over here. 15-minute candle has just started. This is a new 15-minute candle. And if you expect the next 15-minute candle to continue down, it will break this low and continue moving down. So let's see how this happens here. Let's take a look at the 30-minute chart. 30-minute is still open. 30-minute is about to close. 30-minute has just closed. The new 30-minute candle has broken the low of the previous 30-minute candle, which is going good. We're running at about 5 pips over here. We're about like 10 pips on one position. I'm going to close this position right over here, secure it. I'm going to bring stops at break even on this new position we took. right? And yeah, just let it run. We're about like 8, 9, around 10 pips on this new position here as well. Gonna close partials. Gonna close 75% right over here. Close it. And yeah, that's it. That's the trade. Manage the trade. Manage the trade. In this example, we entered a trade before the candle closed, and then we entered a new position, based on the risk. So this is the start of the new 1 hour candle, and this is the time where our trading time has ended, right? Our trading time has ended. So, we go to the gym, we do our stuff, we're going to the gym for 1 hour. So let's skip to the next candle. We went to the gym for 1 hour and candle formed like this, and we're still in the trade. And we're like, okay, we're kind of hungry right now. So then we go to eat. We go to eat, we come back after 1 hour, and we're still in the trade. We're like, perfect. Now that we're still in the trade and we're just managing the trade, maybe now we're going to bring the stop loss down over here in profits now, above the 1 hour candle highs. That's what we're doing right now. And then we just go about our day, and then we just go about our day. In the evening time, we look at the trade, and the evening time, we're like, oh, perfect. We're up 13 pips. If this was GJ, we would have been up 80 pips right now. But it's not GJ. So during the Asian session, you look at the charts, you're like, oh, perfect. This trade is still open. We're up like 20 pips. So awesome. So you go to bed, and you wake up in the middle of the night, you look at the chart, and you're like, oh, perfect. I guess we're still in the trade over here, right? So this is now turning into a swing trade. So looking on the daily, it makes sense now. There's also falling down because now, it has basically turned into a very, very good swing trade. Let's take a look on the 4 hour. 4 is also going bearish. So now we're possibly sleeping right now. So this is what? This was 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, wow. 6 a.m. Eastern. So now we wake up and we come towards 6 a.m. Eastern. And what we see is that the weekly candle has gone bearish. This is the last day of the week here, by the way. We look at the daily candle. Daily candle has also gone bearish, and I guess it's coming down furthermore, right? If you look on the 4 hour, 4 hour candle is also coming bearish. I think 4 hour has, now since the 4 hour is since the 4 hour is bearish, right? And this is the area where 4 hour candles can come down to, I think. Yeah, I think this is going to be a pretty good area where 4 hour candle is going to come down to 121.786. And if it's going to come down there, this is like 16 pips away. If we look on the 1 hour, let's just, what's this? 121.800. Let's go to the 1 hour chart and kind of like draw this right over here. Yeah, this is where it can come down to. So let's go to the 30-minute chart. 30 minutes right over here, and we're trying to fall. Let's go left. Let's just zoom out here a little bit. Let's go left, and I think we can maybe, yeah, this is the area where the 30-minute candles can come down to. 121.770. Let's just zoom back in here now. All right, would you move your stop loss now to around the current resistance on the 1 hour or the 30-minute? That's a very, very important question. So the question is, where are you gonna trail your stop losses? I think a very good way to trail the stop loss is going to be probably above the 1 hour candles, right? And that's probably going to be somewhere. Let's just trail the stop loss, right? So modify, trail the stop loss above the 1 hour candle highs. Yeah, right here. I don't want to bring it right over here because I think it's going to be too, I don't know, I just don't feel comfortable with this. So I'm going to place it right over here, above this liquidity wick which happened, right? So let's just put it right there. So basically, we're looking for buys, right? We're looking for buys or sells. I think we can all agree we're looking for sells here. Sells, yeah. But there could be some sort of a retracement as well, so we're going to keep that in mind. Now, basically, if we take a sell here, keeping a stop above the previous candle and expect price to continue moving down, can that be a good sell down to like 800? Yeah, I think so. Let's take a look in the 15-minute. Yeah, that makes sense because 15 minutes kind of like at a minor support here. Now, this is the thing about the weekly, right? If you look on the weekly, weekly is bearish. Now, two things can happen on the bearish. Someone said skill is impression. It's basically watching the same things happen over and over again. I know it sounds simple, but I guess, I don't know. If we're looking on the weekly, now weekly is bearish. Now, two things can happen in the weekly candle. The number one thing can happen in the weekly candle is that the weekly candle may start retracing. What would that mean on the smaller time frame? If the weekly candle starts retracing before it comes to a close, because whenever candles close, they either close with a very, very small wick or they either close with a wick, right? If in this case, the weekly candle is going to close with a wick, this means on the smaller time frames, you're going to see price going up. Make sense? Yeah, exactly. Small time frame, candle will start moving bullish. If we see that the weekly candle starts pushing down, that would mean that the smaller time frames will continue moving bearish, right? So now, since this 30-minute candle is making a lower high and a lower low, which is just making a lower high, I think there's an opportunity to maybe take a sell, anticipating the next candle to respect the high over here and continue making a lower high to continue moving down. I think that could be a very good opportunity here. It's going to be a little risky. We're up 11% for the week, so we're going to risk maybe let's say 1% here, because it's going to be a risky trade, because we're trying to anticipate candles to continue making lower highs and lower lows, because that's how trends are formed. Trends are formed when prices make lower highs and lower lows, and higher highs and higher highs and higher highs and higher highs and higher lows. Ugh, had a little problem there. So yeah, see, this thing is now starting to move down. This is the start of the 1 hour candle. 1 hour candle is looking good so far. So, we're expecting it to continue moving down. 30-minute candles now. This is the start of the new 30-minute candle. We're starting to continue moving downtown. I love how we can just predict high time frame action based on, yeah, exactly, because the lower time frames, they build the overall high time frames. Now see this new 30-minute candle, we're expecting it to respect the high of the previous 30-minute candle. As it's starting to come to a close, we are modifying a stop loss and we're bringing it right over here, right? We're going to bring the stop loss right over here. And for the next, this one here, except this, and this one here, now we're also going to trail this down over here. Let's take a look on the 1 hour. 1 hour looks good. Actually, 1 hour looks really good. And let's just modify this all the way down over here as well. See, now we're really, really trailing our stops, right? Okay, let's go back to 30-minute here. Yeah, we're really trailing our stops right now at this point. Oh, wow, we're dropping 10, 11 pips right over here. Close this position right here. 11 pips, we're up 11 pips. Close this position and leave the runner running. We reach right down there. Right down there. Stress-free trading. A strong zone in range keeps stop loss where it is. Yes. See now, this trade is in profits right now. It's secured at like 40 pip profit. Take profit? No, I kind of want to let it run through a New York session and let's see what happens. So this was the trade of the week over here. See, we trailed it. So if you missed it, you can rewatch the recording. It's going to be, I'm going to place it up there, after we're done here. Wow, look at that move, man. Jesus, what a move. It's running at 50 pips over here. Maybe close partial over here. Maybe close 50%. So then close 50% right here. Perfect. Yeah, beautiful. Look at that. Look at that retracement. So now the best thing would be now to do would be to wait for price to continue up, create like a resistance, and then continue down to retest the low. I think that's going to be a pretty good move. I never had a trade overnight. Is there any fee to pay? I'm on Vantage. Oh, no, not at all. There's no fee to pay. I think what we paid over here was swap fee. That's it. Overnight, there's no fee to pay. You only pay a fee if you hold a trade over a day. Like, let's say the new daily candle starts at 5 p.m. Eastern. So if you take a trade at like 4 p.m. Eastern, and if you hold it over the new daily candle start, then you pay like a swap fee. Otherwise, there's no fees at all. Yeah, so, if you're looking for a sell over here, we're basically looking for candle to form like a, oh wow, it's just dropping. Probably it's going to range because, we've had such a big move down. So it may start ranging. This candle is about to come to a close. This candle has closed. The 1 hour candle closed like a bullish doji candle. So if it's trending, we trail the stop loss on the 30-minute candle. Yeah, or you can trail it on the 1 hour as well. You know, this, I didn't trail it as the candles were forming because obviously, you know, I was out doing my thing, maybe going to the gym, going to grocery, and then I went to bed and, you know, so I didn't have time. So when I had the time, we trailed the stop losses, you know, and then we went to bed and came back up and we saw prices moved, so it was pretty good. So yeah, this thing is still forming here and 30-minute candle is still ranging here and 4-hour candle is still bearish here and there's a very high chance that this 4-hour candle can continue going bearish and the weekly candle can continue moving bearish and the daily candle can continue moving down to this area here. This is awesome. Look at that thing, man. I think it's going to be a very, very good opportunity if this 30-minute candle breaks the low of the previous 30-minute candles. And then we can take a sell right here. Yeah, right here. I think it's a very, very, very good opportunity to take a sell right at this point. I mean, I would agree with this. Take another 1%. You know, it's another impulse entry, 8 pips, 1%. Take a sell. Anticipate price to continue moving down. But look at the time. Yes, I looked at the time. It's NYC open. This is high volume time here as well. NYC open, and we're just looking at the weekly. Weekly is going bearish, daily is going bearish. Daily has this area to come down to, so there's a very high probability it can come down to this area. Looking on the 4-hour, 4-hour is also going bearish. 4-hour also has a high probability to continue breaking the low over here since there's a lot of bearish momentum. We look on the 1-hour. 1-hour is also going bearish. It's heavy, heavy bearish. There's a very high probability it can come down towards, you know, like this area right over here, which is about like 8-9 pips away. If you look on the 30-minute, 30-minute has broken the low of the previous 30-minute candle. So everything is pointing to sells. Everything is pointing to sells. There's no buying confirmation here at all. Maybe, you know, like this candle gave you buying confirmation, but at the same time, there was the range over here, right? So there was no buys. Now this candle is breaking the low of the previous 30-minute candle, and this is exactly what happened on GG on Friday. You know, like there's just sells, and then once you see sells, this is not a beginner friendly trade. This is kind of like advanced trade, right? So this is where you can say that, okay, if you're going to take sells, where's going to be a stop loss? Obviously, the stop loss is going to be above the previous 30-minute candle, right? So yeah, taking that impulse entry, 1% is at risk over here. This candle is still forming, kind of like bouncing around. 15-minute candle still open. 15-minute candle just closed. Let's take a look at the 15-minute candle. It closed bearish. I think it's pretty good. Everything is closing bearish in our direction for sells. Might get stopped out, but we're risking 1%. That's totally fine. We're still within our risk over here. We're not risking 50%. We're risking 1%. Now we're back in the greens, and this candle is about to start. Let's see if there's any news at 10 a.m. Usually there is. There's no news. Clean skies and sunny days, and we had some news over here, which is totally fine. So yeah, I guess we should continue moving bearish over here, I guess. Let's take a look on the 1 hour here. This 1 hour 1 hour candle is just screaming sells. It's screaming continue moving down. Let's take a look on the 4 hour. 4 hour is now heading down too. 30-minute candle is also heading down too. So let's see how it goes. If we've broken the low, see now, we've broken the low over here. So I think we can trail our stops down further. We're going to trail the stops down further over here, trail these stops further down over here. Can we take another sell? I think that's going to be a little greedy, but yeah, I guess. I mean, no, I don't know. I think it's going to be a little greedy. Just gonna wait here now. See the 30-minute candle? The previous 30-minute candle broke the lows. This new 30-minute candle has also broken the lows. We're moving down. We're continuing down towards 121,600. Come on. We're about to get that break. This is the start of the new 30-minute candle. Can the new 30-minute candle bring us to the promised land? I think this new 30-minute candle can bring us to the promised land based on the fact that we're coming down towards the London close. London close is also high volume time. This is when price moves whenever we get off from the stream. So I think if it moves at this time, it's going to be 100% guaranteed that price moves. Oh, wow, look at that. We're about to move down. About to break down. 1 hour candles in the last minutes. All right, perfect. Yeah, this is pretty nice. Very nice push. So I think this is it. This is it for today. Probably going to close this runner here. Probably going to close this trade right over here. This runner ran for about 68 pips. We're going to close this, and I guess we're going to call it a day over here. Let's see if the next 1 hour candle goes up or goes down. Oh wow, next 1 hour candle went further down. What about the next one? Oh, that's it. This is where the week ends right over here. This is where the week ends right over here. We started with $5,000. We did around 15% gain. We took, this is the graph right here. We took 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, this is the trade size. Yeah, so these are the trades we took over here. This is the stats. Our stats, a gain of $770. I think $770 gain in a week is pretty good gain. $770 on a $5,000 account, that beats a minimum wage job. You know, drawdown was like $100 max. Yeah, pretty good. Profit 842 minus commissions. Long trades, consecutive wins, 2 losses here. Yeah, pretty good. 15% return. I think even a 10% return is pretty good. 10% a week, 15% a week. Yeah, I think it's really nice. All right, awesome. I hope we all learned something from this session. I know with every session, there's always something to learn. I learn from every session, like practice, keep practicing. You learn so many new things. I learned some things here too. One thing that I really learned from this was the fact that, remember we talked about how if price is at a higher time frame support, it's going to break a smaller time frame resistance. Now, it's not set in stone. I'm still working on these things, because like constantly we keep working on perfecting price action. So yeah, what I learned from this is that your JPY has a really, really low volume than GJ. I mean, could have made twice as much with GJ. All right, everybody, take care, have fun, and we'll see you Monday morning. Goodbye, everybody.